You should have that personality enough whereby you say, I'm standing by my decision. This human being makes me happy, regardless of how you guys perceive that human being. Because there's that thing that we have as guys, when you step out with a girl, you're going to wow, shout, yeah.
Yeah, they're just like looking for toxic love because that's the love that they've been shown. And I'm not saying that everyone has been shown toxic love, but we've had some toxic parents before.
Yeah,
and they love us.
Where do you think damaged people come from? They come from parents, damaged parents, excuse me.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Depending on what time you're watching this and where you're at, this is Kutika, as in listen. Listen, Kutika. And I'm Xander.
So yeah, that's what that Clout tends to have that effect on people. So when you start playing to the girl, you tend to lose yourself. Now imagine you put in the mix another human being in that.
Who's also playing to.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So you lose yourself to get whatever you want, but you're not happy, and that's what.
And that's like, you know, so like back when I was like seriously chasing, you know, popularity, right? Like there was a time when I was really attracted to the idea of, you know, and I was like really chasing after it. And you see, like with getting a partner who is as famous or as popular or as appealing or whatever dynamic or metric you're using, it kind of works to benefit and add to your own popularity, right? Like if Kanye,
it's a collaboration.
Yes, you know. So like there's an accumulative sort of audience that is garnered at the end of the day, because like you're looking at like Kanye's own, you know, sort of niche audience and King's niche audience, and then like their collective audience when they're together, you know. But then I thought about that, and then I was thinking, it's a lot better to just be with someone who like just sits in the background.
She sits in the background, but when you appear with them in public, the public does not approve. You should have that personality enough whereby you say, I'm standing by my decision. This human being makes me happy, regardless of how you guys perceive that human being. Because there's that thing that we have as guys, when you step out with a girl, you're going to wow, shout, yeah.
Wait, what were you telling me really?
You've seen there's a meme that's going around with our new president, Mr. Hitchin, like to say, like, where people are moving to the when you're walking with a plain banana by your side, you want everyone in your hood to see you. You greet everyone. They extracted it from his inauguration at the stadium, where he was waving at everybody to say, hey, have you guys seen the Bambala? So we have that as guys, whereby you want everyone to say, wow, that guy is working with the toughest baby in town. Yeah. But you know, yeah, she is that, but does she compliment you? Do you mesh?
You know, just to veer off that particular part of the topic for a bit, I think I'm intrigued by how different our mate selection process is as men and women.
Yeah.
You know, I for the longest time didn't believe that men were actually visual people. Like I just thought it was like it's made up. It's like how everyone just calls every toothpaste Colgate. Like, you know, it's not or Colgate, you know, but you let them, you know. It's like it's okay.
I know what you mean.
It's like I thought it was one of those things. Like not all made up. Yeah. But I think a lot of us are visual. Like,
very visual.
Statistically, I think it's just
yes.
You can just like put a blanket statement and it's stacked, you know. And by contrast, women are, you know, mental. You know, not that they're mental.
Before you say that, we got you. When you say that,
but yeah, so for them it's more like what's the experience of this person like, as opposed to what do they look like, you know. And I think within the idea of our being visual and being attracted to visually appealing things, we think that things that look good are good. And I think that's kind of how life works most times. Like food, for example. You know, do you know half the reasons why we eat food is because of how it looks?
Yeah.
You know, it looks good, therefore it should taste.
And usually it is.
And I think we use that, you know, when it comes to like, you know, judging character and other people. But like, she looks good, and therefore she should be good. And then
what yardstick are we supposed to use if not that? Is it?
So then I think it's a very tricky situation, because there is no one thing that you can use to predetermine how someone, you know, will be in terms of character and experience. You know, you can't say how they look. Maybe you can say they're friends. You know, you can say the world that they've sort of chose, like, you know, to be in, or you can say the lifestyle that they lead. You know, like those things maybe could give some inference, but with regards to like our external features, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've seen some beautiful cycles.
Like, no, you are beautiful from afar. I didn't know that's a personality.
Beautiful.
I did not know that's a personality that comes with it.
Yeah, it happens. It happens way too many times.
But then the question would be: would that be the reason why the prevalence of divorce is very common in our generation than the previous one, or is it because in the previous generation it was more common that most of the marriages were arranged? So the parents would vet a candidate before you get to meet them. They get to know your personality. That girl would compliment his personality, and then they hook them up.
Dude, I have a whole like philosophical rabbit hole when it comes to this topic.
Pick up a rabbit.
Look, I've been asking myself, I think sometime in the recent past, say, how does our mate selection work, like underneath the surface? Because we tell ourselves that we want certain things, like consciously, but there are certain subconscious motivations that we actually allow to influence our character and our decisions, and we don't know about it. You know, like for example, do you know the meaning of the expression "every man grows up to marry his own mother"? I was intrigued.
So you're more drawn to
people that are like. But not only that, like this is where it gets like quite dark. You see, when growing up, we are given a particular brand of love. You know, so like in our household or whatever environment you grow up in, the way people that are around you show love becomes the way that you start to define love for yourself, and the way that you start to expect love. You know? So for example, if you grow up in a family that's not very like nice or very
loving.
Yeah. So like they don't compliment you much, they don't do these little nice things for you. You start to avert these things because they don't sit within your definition of love. So then for you, love exists without these things. And in fact, it might get to the point where mentally you're trying to protect yourself from the lack of these things by hating these things. You know, so like you're like,
it's a defense.
Yeah, exactly. Like you'd want these things, but you don't have them. So you don't want to feel the lack. So then you hate them. And when they show up anywhere near you, you get suspicious. And so you grow up thinking or feeling or expecting love to be void of these things, right? And when you find someone who loves you and has those things, you're either suspicious or you sabotage the whole. Exactly, you know. So now you're out here looking for unhealthy love because that's the love that you were shown as a child. That's what your default kind of loving style is.
Yeah.
You know, I think of it in terms of like a jigsaw puzzle. You know, like there's a particular slot that's empty, and only a certain tile will fit there. And that's how we become, because you've been raised by these people for like 10, 12 plus years. You have been shown this kind of love for that long time. It's engraved in you. It's in you. It's like it's you basically. You know. So now when you find something else, for you to settle or to sort of
adjust,
it takes forever. And so people are not willing to. Yeah, they're just like looking for toxic love because that's the love that they've been shown. And I'm not saying that everyone has been shown toxic love, but we've had some toxic parents before.
Yeah, obviously.
And they love
Where,
us.
where do you think damaged people come from? They come from parents, damaged parents, excuse me.
Anyway, so like, I'm just like, so now you're looking at this, right? And you're thinking, this is someone who's grown up without like properly being aware of themselves and of their motivations and of like their different like misconceptions, perceptions, and all these things. And they're looking for a partner, they're looking for love. And they don't know that what's actually driving them is that exactly, you know. So now I like after thinking about this, I go, so the Indians were not actually like.
But then again, there's this fundamental fabric to marriage that people tend to believe. Marriage is a very financial contract, like at a core. You never find someone that goes to divorce and say, no, I want to be reinvested. I mean, reinvested by all the love that I put in. It's always in money form. I put in my life, so I need half of the income. It's always in money form. You never find a divorce. No, I've spent all my life. I need.
I'd like to counter that. How? But I feel like I should because I probably
go ahead.
I probably can't. But what I can do is maybe just add a spin to it.
Yeah.
You see, marriage, according to my understanding, is both a lot simpler and a lot more complex than you think. See, we have been raised by this overly romanticized
Movies.
sort of world, you know, that's molded around these movies and books that we read and everything.
Yes.
So then our expectations of a lot of things actually are even like business. Our expectations of like business success is romanticized.
Yeah.
We think that just because you do something, you will succeed. You will succeed right away. You will succeed every time. Like that's a very romanticized view of anything, you know.
Which is not realistic.
Because life is like this.
It gives you everything. It gives you everything.
It gives you
So if
here's some pain.
I didn't sign up for that. Where did I say no? I said happiness and joy and rainbows. What
You know,
rainbow?
yeah, but then like people have these romanticized views of marriage. So to me, first of all, love is sacrifice. Like that's the one word I use to define love, and I can back it up anytime.
We'll be right back. Stick around.